countdown just about over. Away we go in the final game of the Rugby League year on Nine's Wide World of Sports, and PNG start with a footy in their hands and expect big hits as Carpinius brought it back for the Kumuls. There is Ipape, the number 9, and Russell the Dragon ran into a solid hit over the top. Came from Sakuru. Pass out in front and a mistake early on from PNG, perhaps looking at the king, hunting him down, Vuniyayawa, in the peripheral of Valentine Richard, and he could not hold on.
Not a great start by the Kumuls. There's most definitely a little look up. He's seen the king, the big front rower from the Bati. Yeah, just eyes off the football. Pass was slightly out in front. Not ideal at all for the home side.
And he was committed to the tackle, the king.
I don't know if he could see the king coming. I think there was a shadow in front of him. It was about 8 foot tall.
Here's Donahue coming off that double last week, and Wanga Blake, whose time with the Parramatta Eels is up, released during the week. He could be off to rugby union if the rumours are to be believed. Here's Kamikamitha, one of the try scorers last week. The Melbourne Storm stalwart. Tang Tuima doing a fabulous job as the 9, and here's the king with ball in hand. Vuniyayawa takes some stopping. PNG under the pump in the first couple of minutes here. Wakeham to Jareem Buller. Donahue off the wing. Nene McDonald made the right call. Stopped the footy getting out to Micah Sevo, who he lines up against. So Donahue out of commission here on the last. Time for Wakeham to take over. And tries to eye a gap, flicks it out the back. And what a pickup that is by the front rower. Keeps it alive somehow to Ravalawa, playing in the centres, trying to make something happen. And he'll have to hand it over. No, it's now the last. And Donahue, left foot kick in behind. Tough for Johnston now. He won't get out of there.
Well, it's entertaining rugby league. From their very first set, Fiji, they're willing to throw the ball around. There's no doubt about that. We've seen that throughout this tournament already. Just a lovely finish. A nice way to kick off the left boot. Donahue just traps Johnston in goal. Great chase by Wanga Blake.
This could go a mile. Gives it everything, and look where it lands. And on the bounce, it goes about 75. That's taking advantage of that breeze, and a tackle made in opposition territory. And we can update you on the conditions here that played a big part there. 30 degrees, there will be drinks breaks in both halves in Port Moresby. The potential of thunderstorms as well, and there's confirmation 30 k's an hour, helping that drop out from Labor cover that territory. Tane Milne, the real firebrand in the back row for the Bati. Donahue. Oh, great tackle, one-on-one by Laban on Buller, who was one of the stars of the show last week. Tang Tuima inventing a kick out of dummy half on the last, and McDonald able to get there before that one got into the in goal. And now PNG can try and start their footy. Already some massive hits, as you'd expect, with a trophy on the line here. Again, a little clunky out of dummy half. Lucky to get away with a pass that the Fiji Bati thought was forward to Derby. And there's Alex Johnston, who opened the scoring last week before the floodgates opened the other way. Here's Ipape. That's the kind of trademark run we expect from him.
Well, we didn't see him run at all last week. Looking forward to watching him play today. Big raps on the dummy half.
Has been linked with the Dragons. He started life under Shane Flanagan this week as pre-season began. Here's Micah Sevo, a new look this week for Micah. And a shaved head for the Parramatta superstar, coming off 2 tries and 210 metres run last week.
Get that in you.
Gary will feel that. He's built slight, trying to put on weight at his club in England. Get ready for those tough carries out of his own end. Nice moving by Sakuru, but knocked on as he tried to push the pass. And PNG get their best field position so far. The mistake from Gali.
Well, you can already see the intensity of the Papua New Guinea Kumuls team, much higher than last week. With this breeze behind them, they'd like to start better. Made some boo-boos early, but they get an opportunity now on the halfway, a set start. Against Cook Islands, their left side was humming. Didn't McDonough get 4 tries in the game against Cook Islands 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, they had that week off, and teams that have had a week off haven't gone that well in these Pacific Championships. And a lot of bounce back if you've been able to go in back-to-back weeks like Fiji Bati did. Just battled past the Cook Islands and then towed up PNG. Here's Nene McDonald, just shy of 100 NRL games before heading off to England. Just signed a 4-year deal with Salford in the UK. Here's de Belin for Lamb. Johnston chimes in, now Labour, and that Cowboys connection with Derby. Had time to work on those combinations during the week. And here's Reece Martin, who sets a record today, the most capped PNG Kumul ever. 17th appearance for his country. Great work out of marker Tang Tui Ma, who's been catching your eye, Cam.
Well, that was fantastic marker work. He went out and put pressure on the opposite number 9. They come up with an ordinary pass and he jumped on the loose ball. That's a huge play for the Bati.
Oh, Sivo saw his man coming out of the line. There's Bape getting down low. Second phase footy here for Tang Tui Ma, who's a Bulldogs lower grader. You'd expect to see him break through in first grade in the not too distant future at NRL level. Here's Kamikamitha. PNG Prime Minister James Marape said he's one of his favourite players, just behind Justin Olam. Oh, had to hang on for an eternity there as the chasers were coming. Johnston was brave.
Brave. That's possibly the most scariest thing you've ever seen in a rugby league field. That ball would have been swirling, and with those floating torpedo bombs, the fullback, he can't jump to protect himself, so his feet are planted, he's fair game. And he was smart. He got the ball and got down low, and he's copped a high shot and a couple of knees in the back. Welcome to Port Moresby.
Touchfinder just pumped into the stands, gaining about 30 metres for PNG, and here's Carpinius. Consolation try last week that he celebrated big time anyway. PNG's number 8. De Belin in that ball playing lock forward role, combining with the other front rower, Richard. Pass out in front of de Belin. And now the right-hand side for Johnston, trying to slice them open. Not past Donahue, but Blake and Tane Milne saw off that threat. Nice footwork from Richard with his second hit up on this set. They keep it in tight for de Belin, taking the line on this time. Jack. And he'll play it inside the 10. Best opportunity so far for the home team. Bape finds his playmaker Lamb. Little kick in behind. Clean bowls. Gutty. And tidied up by Buller in time.
Yeah, great play. It was nice clean-up work at the back by Jareem Buller. Positioned himself nicely, got to the ball in time to bat it dead. But that pass from dummy half. Incredible pass by Mbappe. Just that cut 2 men out, hit his half on the chest. Gave Lockie Lamb a lot of space and time to put that kick in. Nice repeat set for the Kumuls.
They try a short one. And knocked back by PNG and tidied up in the nick of time by Russell. It's worth a crack, those short kickoffs in these conditions. Oh, Richard again, second mistake on play 2. That's disappointing for the Kumuls.
Well, if he's got to worry with his hands, he's got to get a bit tighter to his dummy half. It just doesn't look natural catching the ball. And if he get a bit tighter on his hit-ups.
And that's a part of the discipline we spoke about at the start of the game. The coach wanted more discipline out of his football side. A lot of people think about discipline as giving penalties away, as they have done here on the back of an error, but holding onto the football, completing your sets and getting to kicks, that's a huge part of discipline in rugby league.
And the Bati in no rush, playing into the breeze here. Made sure they got on the same page before Wakeham takes this touch finder. Kicked 7 out of 8 last week, and Fiji's first ever field goal in International Rugby League just before half time did Brandon Wakeham, the number 7. Got strike on either side, particularly the left where Sivo waits to get on the end of things. And they're headed his way now. Buller chimes in, and here's Micah on the end of things. Headed towards that sideline. He'll do well to stay in here, Micah. He's ushered over the sideline, and the referee says, we're turning a blind eye to that, just play the ball.
I like it. Love that. Well done, Grant Atkins.
Suggestions of an obstruction there. And that is the call. It was a belated decision, but it was there.
Was that for an obstruction, or was it playing the ball?
No, obstruction before that, play the ball. On the previous play, he ran behind his teammate. It just took a long time for maybe the touch judge to tip up Grant Atkins, or maybe he lost his whistle for a few seconds. There's Roderick Ty back in. The centres out with a knee injury last week. He's Sam Burgess's first ever signing for Warrington, after lighting it up with the PNG Hunters in the Queensland comp this year. Look out for PNG's number 4. Quick hands by Johnston. A touch off Fiji, I think. Gary, you won't catch him. And it's not called back for now. Oh, the salute from Gary. He's put the ball down. I'm not sure it's going to count, though.
Well, I'm not sure. We're going to have a look at it. Grant Atkins, he's going to the video referee. Yeah, well, he says no try. It might have been a touch. It was Alex Johnston. He had a lot of pressure. He had a defender come out at him as he was taking the ball. He looked to bat it on quickly. So you've got to see if a Fiji hand has collected the ball. Nice little set piece out to their left-hand side. I think it's Ravalawa. You just see him slide off and go out the back. He rushes Johnston. Oh, yeah, that's touched.
Are you happy to let things go like the referee did there when he thinks it's a no try?
I like it.
And let it unfold?
I like it. Let it go. And then we've got the technology there to check it afterwards.
PNG, they've got to go forward before you go wide. It's one of the first rules you'll learn as a halfback. You don't move the problem sideways unless there's go forward. And you got the defence retreating. That time, Fiji were up in their face. Just got to let their big boys start rolling forward.
What if Gary had just slammed on the brakes, got tackled 5 metres out and said, let's play on, and then you can't go back?
Yeah, that's when you think about your footy, Speedy.
Front rowers,
little loophole.
Front rowers and wingers. They don't think about their footy.
Here goes Johnston from the centre field scrum. They opened the scoring from an attacking scrum last week. Back to Russell. Played just about every game in the back half of the season for St George Illawarra. On an edge. Here's DeBellin, another Dragon. Lamb was set up, wasn't he? And monstered over the top by Tang Tuimā. Not sure if he's take that time. Valentine Richard guilty of a couple of errors already. Inside the red zone they go through Carpinius. And he'll play it on the last. Short side raid here for Labour. Through the hands of Russell. And he's wrapped up ball and all.
Yeah, it was a great tackle from Kamikamitha. Saw the threat. The big man didn't didn't rest from the inside, but he tackled the ball, got over the ball, and got him really tight, so they couldn't get an offload.
Let's go.
This is played at great speed and intensity.
Yeah, just after that set was finished there, Joey, I was just watching the Fijian side. They look a little bit fatigued here compared to the Kumuls. This is their third up, their third consecutive game. Just wondering how much fatigue they're feeling right now.
Oh, right on cue.
Wow,
Cam
there it
Smith
is.
and that sixth sense of his. Great starting position.
That's a great tackle. There's a Jack de Bellin up under the ball. In these humid conditions, if you can get your shoulder up under the ball and drive, they can squeeze out.
Just you guys come forward.
Just about the same position where they struck last week when they swung Johnston to the left-hand side.
Heads down.
He was able to get on the outside of Ravalawa,
Hit a half. Heads down.
who's used to being on a wing but playing in the centres today.
Head in. Jump. Break.
They go the other way this time, forward Labour. Little gap opens as well. Donahue just dragged him back in time.
Hold. Go one.
Bape at first receiver this time for Carpinius. Look at that.
King still got it.
Yayawa thought he might have jolted it free, but Carpinius did well to hold on. De Bellin goes back for more.
Two here.
Takes on both front rowers.
That was awful.
Back here. Go through.
Having some dialogue with the referee, Grant Atkins, as Lamb goes to Johnston. Here he is again, and Gary. Nice read in off the wing.
Hold. Go through.
Ready for that threat posed by the
Five.
South
Get
Sydney
up.
superstar try scorer. Ibape back to the short side. He's running this week and reaches out. Edwin Ibape, a superstar in these parts, and the number 9 has the first try in the bowl final.
Well, Joey spoke about this young man pre-game. Wanted to see him run the football. Big raps on this dummy half, Ibape. And he had an incisive run early in the match in the opening exchanges, and this time close to the line, sees an opportunity, retreating defenders, and he just says, I'll do it on my own, boys. He comes out, strong run out to his left-hand side, just ducks the head. Whenever you duck, so hard to tackle. Built low to the ground as well. Leg drive. That's a
Bumped
nice
off
dummy half.
Ravalawa comes in, he just bumps him off. Jersey 5 there. McKaylee, he's about 105, 110 kilos. You just get out of my way.
Run to go, Reece.
Yeah, I've heard big raps, and that's what the raps are. His running game is lightning out of dummy half. Just when he goes, he gets him behind that ruck.
I think in that situation too, Brendan Wakeham, he flew up out of the line, Joey, which created that little space in behind him for Bape to run into. Good start by the Kumuls.
I just see the NRL, especially these days,
Time off.
to play dummy half and play 80 minutes week in, week out, it's so hard. If you can have a player like Bape coming off the bench, the best teams I ever played in were the Badiris wing teams, when you had the yin and the yang.
Time on.
Here's Reece Martin, their record point scorer of all time for the Kumuls, trying to add the extras. Look at the swing on that.
Time off. Just stay up shorty, Liam. Like shorty. Right to go, Robert. Stay back. Stay behind.
So the man named as the number 9 in the team of the tournament at last year's Rugby League World Cup, ahead of Harry Grant, opens the scoring here. Edwin Ibape, 28 years of age. There was a time when he was let go by the PNG Hunters for not reaching their standards, but he's turned the corner under Adrian Lamb with Lee in the UK and could be in the NRL before you know it. There he is again.
He is lightning.
24 tries in 36 games with Lee for a number 9. Johnston goes to Labour. They're on top of the ground today, aren't they, the Kumuls? They won't want this drinks break that's poised to be taken in the next minute or so. Bati again, back to Johnston, switches it up via Lamb to go crossfield. Interesting looking kick, who wants it? Sevo took it at speed. Very impressive.
Every time Lachlan Lamb gets the ball and gets tackled, there's Fiji Bati players coming from everywhere. I think they've identified Lachlan Lamb, they have to get at him. Just watch that moving forward, the intensity they get at Lamb when he gets into contact.
There's Gary. Scored with his first touch in the Super League in the UK as a 17-year-old. And with his first opportunity last week that came very late in the game, he sliced open the PNG side for his first try on debut for his country. Here's Donahue. Again hanging up in that breeze, safely taken by McDonald, who uses his fullback Johnston. Good chase.
Well, that's Fiji's best set in a long time. And it was basic, very simple, hard running down the middle. They're running into a stiff breeze, remember. So it's hard going at times. They need a few more of those sets to get back into this game. PNG well on top.
Here is Roderick Ty. There was some room to move there. And rolling for Richard, who ran into a roadblock.
Oh, is that the king?
It is the king. Here's Lamb's kick. Down towards Buller. And Jareen Buller has no one to throw it to. He just glides across the turf, doesn't he, Jareen? Player of the year with the West Tigers.
Oh, he winced then. He looked like it could have been some drama.
So we will have a quick drinks break as the referee is informing the players, and we'll take a quick break as well. So the players called back into position now to restart after the quick drinks break. How do you see this game right now, Cam?
Well, I feel as though Fiji are the more threatening attacking side, but they really haven't had many opportunities apart from the opening 5 or 6 minutes. Coming out of their own end, they've turned the ball over on several occasions as well, so they apply pressure to themselves, but PNG playing with much more energy.
And when you got this kind of breeze at your backs, do you want a bigger lead than just 6-0 at halftime if you're PNG?
Oh, you're probably thinking it's at least a couple of tries,
Yeah.
Joey.
12, 16, 18 points.
Oh, Bati, who paid a fine last week for that tackle that led to 10 in the bin for his teammate, has just lifted another opponent past the horizontal here and paid the price with just a penalty sufficient.
Number 9, Edwin, on report.
Unfortunately, that's a lot of their technique, the Papua New Guineans. They get in low and they're so strong. One of the worst I've ever seen. Gordon Tallis got spear tackled off the kickoff. We were all laughing. Gordon wasn't laughing.
Bati got saved by Blake digging that elbow in. Otherwise, his head was going to hit the turf and it might have been a more severe sanction. Donahue, no look pass, and it showed. Hit Kamikamitha, who wasn't expecting that, and straight into the hands of Liam Horn, who's just come on, providing that leg speed around the ruck for Justin Holbrook's side. See, the Bati are actually in front in terms of metres gained at the moment and the average set distance, but behind where it counts. Thanks to that try from Ipape.
Gordon, 2 here. Back here. Hold.
Lamb now. And back on the angle, Reece Martin. Determined run from the captain. Horn, there's that speed off the mark. Dangerous customer around the ruck. Labour set up for the fullback to chase, and Navale did well to bat it dead. No touch off Johnston. Line dropout coming.
That was nice work by Caleb Navale, working back. Done plenty of work already defensively. Lovely kick. Is it Kyle Labour? A nice little dink back into the inside. Back towards the post. Always spacing behind. Trying to find that lazy ruck player. Not working back, but that time Navale. It's great clean-up work.
Jared Sutton back in the bunker would have checked out the replays to see if there was any fingernail from Johnston that would have turned this into a 7-tackle set, but clearly no touch, so they go short. And up goes Johnston. Again, didn't get a touch, otherwise it's offside against Russell, who's latched onto a loose ball a couple of times. And those 1%ers for the Kumuls. Donahue in and under one-on-one on tie. Here's Labour, his inventive left foot kick.
Surrender! Stand!
Got them this repeat set. De Bellant, Lamb. Interesting choice of pass to Labour. He passed it behind Martin. Able to tidy up in time. So 2 more plays here. Fiji Bati standing up defensively. And De Bellant with a set-up play. Mr. Whippy's on. Ipape, great service. Martin and Derby in the corner. What about that combination from the Kumuls?
Yeah, it's a great play to run the ball in the last play and run this shape where the centre runs the decoy for the fullback out the back. Because defensively, the winger is back waiting for the kick. So if you get your timing right and your centre can run the right decoy and you hold up the defensive centre, you get a 2-on-1 all the time. Beautiful setup by the PNG Kumuls. Now we saw the last kick, it swung about 10-15 metres. You might have to hit this pretty much horizontal across the 20-metre mark. You'll see here, nice. Alex Johnson who plays the play, where the centre runs the decoy for the back rower and the wingers just step back a little bit waiting for the kick. You can really isolate the centre.
Yeah, it's nice variation when you have that centre leading for a back rower, particularly against the defensive centre as well. They don't really see that formation a whole heap. And then you get the isolated winger on the outside, creates the 2-on-1. Lovely set piece by the Kumuls. Nice hands too from Alex Johnston.
Well, if you have a look here, he'll start this kick pretty much outside the scoreboard. You can see the scoreboard there.
It'll be almost at the corner post.
Yeah. You see sort of the edge of that scoreboard near that the trucks there. He'll start it out there.
That last one snapped big time, didn't it? At the back end of its journey. Very difficult kick coming up for Reece Martin, who has been the accurate one throughout his career.
In or out, Cam?
Nah, it's in. He is dead set the right edge of that big scoreboard.
Almost at the light post. Right at home. Oh, the crowd loves it.
Yes.
So 2 converted tries, the difference here. PNG making the most of that breeze at their backs at the moment. 14 minutes until half time, and this could set up the destination of the Pacific Bowl. These two countries are squaring off for. Mindset wasn't right last week for the Kumuls, but they have bounced back big time on their home deck against the Bati. Bati again. Hadn't played for about a month before last week, and then the 1-2 punch off the back of it, Liam Horn. Both UK-based players for the Kumuls. He's been playing for Castleford, Horn. And look where they are again, straight back in the red zone. Carpinius plays it, they'll go left again. Lamb stabs it in behind, Buller well placed, and surrenders a metre out.
Well, we saw yesterday with the Kiwis and the Australians, that scoreboard pressure. You can get inside the head of the opposition with that lead. And you can break their rhythm. You start chasing points. And you can see the pressure they're applying, the Kumuls. Got to hang tough here, Fiji.
You talked about it before, Cam, that third week in a row, and these hits are brutal on just about every tackle. It's tough to get up, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it would be. It's played at a very high pace, very physical, and the conditions that they've been playing in 3 weeks in a row in Port Moresby, hot, humid. It would take at least maybe 2.5 days to recover from each match. There wouldn't be much preparation going into these last couple of games for Fiji, but yeah, their main concern at the moment to finish this half off, the remaining 12 minutes, needs to be just getting through their sets. Getting through their sets, conserving energy to defend. They can't afford to concede any more points.
Back to DeBellin. Slipped out a hand there and caught his man high. Gave himself up there, Donahue. Gives up the penalty.
Yeah, you take the 2 here. Gets you out to 14 points. That's 3 scores. You talk about being tired. You got to remember too, these players they started training in November last year.
They've been going for 12 months.
12 months.
Pre-season's underway for next year.
They're going for a try here. Listen to the crowd.
I don't think they'd be happy if they took the shot at 2. First touch for Junior Ropp in the headgear. Back to that left-hand side where they struck a moment ago. Johnston for Derby! Back to back, the Cowboys winger, and they are going mad in Port Moresby. This is what they want to see from their Kumuls.
Yeah, great scenes. All the locals, they're up and about, loving their home team and what they're doing. Great decision to run the ball. Well, Joey and I, we're thinking 2 points.
What
to
about
push
the
it out.
atmosphere?
Oh, it's incredible, incredible. And this play down their left-hand side, well, they caught the right edge of the Bati on their previous try, and they've done the same thing here with a similar play out to their left-hand side. Lovely ball movement once again. Crisp passing, great execution of play. And here it is here, DeBellin out the back. Lamb straightens nicely, holds up defenders while they got in each other's way. Ravelar and I think it was Wakeham, they collided, tripped over, and that's a great finish for Derby. That's lovely football.
Yeah, Derby and Labert have both been elevated into the Cowboys' top 30 for next season. Labert, who's been used as the decoy for both of these tries, has talked about that spot that's opened up with Peter Hiku heading off to the Super League. He thinks he can nail down a starting spot next year.
Well, what it goes to show with Labert is he's a team man. A lot of the times he's running that angle, running that line. He's probably going to get the ball 1 out of 10, but for his teammates, he's running that genuine line and he's holding up defenders. So he's a big part of the tries that have been scored down that left side. He'd be loving this challenge, Reece Martin, kicking him this win. As a kicker, it's always, I'd say it's fun because it's a real challenge in this breeze. Put it out there, right out there, and just watch it bend.
He looks like he's got it on a string today too, Joey. I think he's very confident with...
Oh, here's the mock. Here's the
Oh,
mock.
no. Oh, no.
The former Bulldog.
Come on, Reece.
Oh, it's hooking. Oh, shaved the upright for a bit of razzle-dazzle.
Todd. Stay back, boys. Stay behind.
So the 21-year-old on the left wing, Robert Derby, with a quick-fire double. The lead out to 18-0. What a turnaround from last week. Oh, out of the line. Whippy going for a big shot, looking for a team lifting moment. It was 43-16 at full time last week. Fiji Bati over PNG, so the Kumuls have already outdone their points. Oh, look at it, Bati go! Oh, he's so good to watch, this guy. And has been linked strongly with St George Illawarra. There'll be Dragons fans screaming out for Shane Flanagan to go and sign this man. Look at Lamb go! He's got support as well. Horn, and no one else really looming, but it's still a couple more plays left. Ibape goes right this time for Ty. They are all over the party at the moment. What have they got on the last this time? Crossfield from Labour, and finds his brother up over the top of them and centimetres away. What a set off the back of points.
That was a great set. I thought they were going to run the ball again on the last.
No, get back.
The Fijian players, they were all out of position. They were defending in all different parts of the field. They just barely survived that kick.
It'd be tough to beat the Laybutts in a backyard game growing up, I'd imagine. Well, that's kind of chemistry. Left foot kick for his brother. 7 years between them, by the way.
Well, Sims has 4 of them, isn't he?
They take him on, you reckon? Take him down. Here's one of the new faces this week for the Fiji Bati as they go to their bench. Wagani Saravi. He's 120 kilograms. He debuted against the Cook Islands. Here he is for a second go on this set. Been with the Roosters jersey flag team last couple of years. Wakeham just tries to pump it into this breeze and gain as many metres as he can. And the crowd getting excited as Johnston has the footy. Flirted with that sideline. Did Derby. And they're already back over halfway through Martin, the goal kicker extraordinaire. Flat service for Labour. Skipping away from a couple.
He looks really awkward to tackle, Labour. One of those players that when they carry the ball on that left arm, just always awkward to tackle.
Scored 2 tries for the Cowboys against the Dolphins in round 26. Did Labour, and a rare opportunity last season.
Oh, Lachlan Lamb was hit late there. There
Very
would be
late.
a penalty. He was only hit 5 seconds after he passed.
And that was Kautonga, who's trying to make an impact off the bench, but went about it the wrong way there. 18 could become 20 from right in front, but they didn't take the shot last time, and you wouldn't expect them to here, would you?
Geez, Liam Horn off the bench in jersey 15. There he's on camera. He's had some impact. Really quick around the ruck. One of those lightweight forwards with speed. He's the late hit. Lucky Liam passes and then relaxes and then just goes whack. Get that in there. Like if that's NRL, that's 10 minutes in the bin.
Well, they're going to take 2 here, boys.
Yep, that's a gift look for Reece Martin.
Yeah, Liam Horn, he's added so much off the bench in that Ruben Cotter mould.
Well, New Zealand are the Pacific Cup champions after yesterday's shock demolition of Australia in Hamilton. The Kiwis ran riot over the Kangaroos. 30 points to 0 it was in the end. And in the Aussies, their biggest defeat in their history. What were your main takeaways from that game, boys?
Well, the Kiwis were too good. A lot of talk about the Australians being flat, but I just thought the Kiwis blew them away. Geez, they were impressive. Forward pack. Fisher Harris, Tarpany, Leo Thompson. Geez, they were strong in the middle.
Yeah, for mine, Tarpany was a standout in the middle. He made over 200 metres, was threatening every time he carried the ball, not just the offload, but his footwork as well. Incredible performance.
No mistake from Martin. So a one-sided first half at the moment. Fiji hunting around for the scraps here. And PNG will get the footy back. Grant Atkins well positioned to adjudicate on that one.
Well, you Fijian fans, don't go away because you got this strong breeze in the second half, and we've seen over the tournament the Fiji Bati, they can score tries and score them quickly. So we've seen this breeze, 30-kilometre breeze behind the Kumuls. In the second half, the Fijian team will get that. And you look at the strike out wide, Ravalawa, Sivo, Buller, Wanga, Blake. They get opportunities, so don't go away. I think this game will go down to the wire.
Brandon, get off! He's 10 holes.
Rimbu has come on to give Epape a chop out. Holbrook going to his bench. And Rimbu's a live wire as well. There's three interchange players combining. Right then and there, Horn played it for Rimbu once more, and here's Russell. Wrestled to the deck by the Dolphins, Kurt Donahue. Lamb now. Oh, finds the mark. Here's Derby hunting a hat trick. Oh, little goose step. And stays in the field of play somehow. Touchy Todd Smith having a good long look at that one. It is the last. Lamb stabs it right into the chest of the big man. It's a big chest as well. What about the offload for Gatti from Magana Saravi? And now the penalty. Boy, did Fiji need that.
No, they certainly did. They look fatigued, so fatigued. They've done a lot of work. Now they've gone to quick tap.
Off the legs!
Jareem Buller, maybe a little bit of inexperience there. Would have tried to wind the clock down as much as possible.
I don't think his forwards would be happy with that quick tap. There's about 61% of possession, Papua New Guinea, when there's breeze and humidity. It equates to around 20 points. They'd love the jag one here, Fiji.
And that's what Buller's thinking, isn't he? Get him on the front foot and try and steal that try before half-time. An opportunity knocks here. Two more plays, and they're just 30 metres out. Wakeham slipped, and that cost them a play. And the number 7 out of the equation. Oh, Tane Milne trying to show us if he can keep his kicking licence or not, Joey.
It's gone. Don't tear it up, I'll be burning it. That came off his shin.
It's almost off the
Come
wrong
off his foot.
That goes in with Fisher Harris, I think.
No, I'm not burning Fisher Harris. He can do what he wants. I was actually texting Kieran Foran last night. I said, did anyone spray him? He said, no one's game
Not
enough.
a word.
Big hit there on Junior Ropp. Through the hands again. How good have they looked going from right to left? And Laybut slips out of the tackle. He's got support inside. He'll use him. Here he goes. Alex Johnston completing a perfect first half for PNG.
Yeah, wonderful footy again by the Kumuls. And it's been this left side. Beautiful movement. That's what I was talking about earlier, about this quick tap that Jareem Buller took. You've got to understand the situation of the game. His side's done a lot of tackling. His middle forwards have done a lot of work. They're fatigued. You just need to take a breath, kick for touch, let the clock wind down a little bit. And don't allow another opportunity for the Kumuls to go down the other end and score points like they've done now. But Zach Laybut, been fantastic through this entire tournament. Again, lovely shift out to their left-hand side. And it was just a little skip, a little goose step, which stood up his opposite defender. And Alex Johnston backing up on the inside. Good all-round footy here by the Kumuls.
And you can trace it back to that poor ending, the kick from Tano Mill, which gave Papua New Guinea a little bit of field position. They got the ball around their 30-metre mark. And then, look at that, skip to the outside. Left-hand carry, right-hand fend, and then Alex Johnson. It's a big lead, but at this breeze, don't write Fiji off.
How big a loss is Sonia Taruva, who would have been defending in that right centre position. Ravalawa would have been on the wing. And with Ravalawa in that centre position, they've had a field day coming down that side. The PNG Kumuls at half-time, they are in complete control of the Pacific Bowl final. They lead it by 26 points to 0. And not a spare seat in the grandstand now. It's as though word has gotten around Port Moresby that their team is on. And the crowd has stormed in at half-time and filled this place up, as you'd expect, with the trophy on the line in the Pacific Bowl final. PNG kicked things off at the start of the second half. Oh, look out! Coughed up immediately by Fiji and Brandon Wakeham. And the dream run continues for the Kumuls. Back to centre field they go. Hasn't this guy been a live wire off the bench? Liam Horn, qualified electrician, got his first professional deal earlier this year to head to the UK. Put the tools down and start playing rugby league for Castleford. Now Rimbu, flat service, a little too flat for Junior Rop, and they have to hand it over to Fiji.
Yeah, he just faded it away as he passed that ball, which gives that bit of an illusion that it's gone further forward than what it may have, but seen a few of those calls let go, a line pass. They're under the pump early, aren't they, Fiji?
Straight down.
You see him fade away. See where he fades away from his teammate that he's passing to.
Stand up. Hold.
Rimbu looking to make up for the error with the tackle on Ravalawa.
Liam Jack, move.
Those interchange forwards doing just what their coach would have wanted. Still got Nixon Put to come on and provide his spark in the 17 jumper for the Kumuls. Late offload, very handy for Buller backing up. Here's the chance for Fiji. The fullback, how elusive and evasive is he?
Stand up. Hold.
Where to next? Hang Tuimar down that short side. Johnston hangs on the offload there, and Ravalawa centimetres away. He'll play it on the last. And the Dragons man, Buller, back to Wakeham to dab one in behind. Oh, the bounce sits up eventually for Wonga Blake, and the Bati are back in the ball game with the breeze at their backs, are they?
Oh, we got game on. Game on. Well, Kamakamitha is thereabouts. I don't think he gets a hand on it. Ball will come wide.
Okay, kick chasers on the left are all on side, playing on at this point.
Several options. It's a matter of where the bounce was going to sit. Stay out of it, Tui.
Yeah, he stays out. He pulls his hands away late, and Wonga Blake. We spoke about it in the first half. Front row was thinking.
Just looking to see if there is a touch from Fiji when the ball bounces.
I think he does a pretty good job here, Tui Kamikamitha. When he first sees the ball here, the eyes light up like watermelons. And he says, I'm going to get another test match try.
Donahue stays out of it here. He
Okay,
couldn't
there's
get
no
a touch.
touch by Fiji at that stage.
This is where Tui thinks I'm going to get another 4-pointer. And right at the last minute, he says, no.
He pulls his hands away.
Yeah.
Award the try.
Wow. Have they got 28 points in them?
I reckon they have. Well,
Wonga Blake takes clean possession of the ball. And then
what's this do to the mindset of the Kumuls? 3 minutes into the second half, they go 100 and score.
and the ball is grounded in the in goal. Have a decision.
It'd be interesting if they jag another one quick. But it'd be interesting to see next time that the Kumuls get the ball, how they attack. Whether they keep playing and using the ball, or they start to protect this lead.
Wakeham wastes no time.
Start short for a kick. Just hold. Stay back.
So the Bati with their first points. Oh! Again, that kick-off and the hang time left Buller a sitting duck, and he still turned it into a positive play.
He's 10. Hold!
He's 21 years of age, that outstanding rookie season with the Wests Tigers.
Roy's down. Hold, go two.
Made his debut for the Bati against the Cook Islands.
Stand up together. Wait. Hold.
Wakeham moves it onto that right-hand side.
Hold. Roy's.
Kautonga. Quick scamper down that shorter side for Ravalawa. He's running strongly at the beginning of this second 40. Wakeham on the front foot as well. A try assist with that kick a moment ago, and this one's pretty handy too. He just snatched it in the nick of time there, Johnston. But PNG asked to come off their own line. McDonald. Well, only one man in the tackle, and he was strong enough to get an offload away for a handy pick up there from the second phase. There's Derby. 2 tries under his belt. 4 tries to 1 it is now in favour of the home team.
Hold, Roy's. Hold.
Rimbu saying where to next, and it's Rop. Searches for tough meters up the middle.
Nothing light on him.
Labour keeps it low into that breeze. And here's Gary.
Jack, no more. Stand up, wait.
Got to make sure your kick chase is right on point against Jason Gary and this guy as well, Sevo. He went 90 metres for an intercept last week.
New King.
Buller,
Clear him out. Hold. Wait.
fabulous athlete to watch week in, week out in the NRL and then on the international stage.
Now, Reece.
Strong work over the top, Reece Martin.
Wait.
Wakeham, Donahue running a nice line here. Tane Milne, legs chopped from underneath him by Labour. No markers here. Tang Tui Ma trying to create something, and the bounce does him in down breeze.
It was smart work from Alex Johnson. He knew that big breeze behind and the ball was rolling on. He just let the ball bounce over his head. Geez, I thought they should have run that ball in that last play. 2 defenders on the ground, no markers. It was a real opportunity there.
Gordon, move. Hold. Wait.
Oh, coughed up by McDonald. But the penalty is given for the script. Presumably with more than one in the tackle, the captain's challenge is available, and they'll use it here.
Jerry got a captain's challenge coming in tackle 1. Original decision of penalty. I'll change it. I'll change it as well.
Milne's there. Hands. Well, there's two in the tackle, aren't there?
Yeah, he plays the ball.
Tane Milne strips the ball. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Well, this is their problem last week. They really just giving cheap penalties away. No need for that there.
Eagle-eyed spot by Grant Atkins, one of the best in the business. Often used in the bunker in the big games throughout the season. Oh! Lining up to put the big hit on Junior Ropp. 2 or 3 Fijians had their shot. Strong running by Martin. Ball's come loose again here. The mistake against Reece Martin. Is he thinking about a challenge?
Yeah, he's having a discussion at the moment with Lockie Lamb. They're going to let this one go. Very similar to the start from the Fijian side in the first half, where they struggled to apply any pressure to the opposition, and they spent most of that first 40 minutes defending in their own half, which led to the 26 points conceded. The Kumuls.
Buller chimes in. Great tackle, Roderick Ty. Had a terrific half numbers-wise in that first 40. Up over 100 metres run, Roderick Ty.
There's Liam Horn again, jersey 15. He looks a beauty.
Mill. Ty went in again, but the offload available. Tang Tuimar.
Release!
Donahue now, runners in motion. Whippy was determined to get his hands on the footy, but it went to his teammate instead. Now back the other way. The halves combine. Donahue floats one over the top for Micah. Oh, how's the footwork? Sevo thumps it down. The ball bounces away, so the referee wants another look, but surely Sevo's got this one. No.
Is it no try with the grounding? Yeah, grounding. He said grounding straight away, Grant Atkins.
Well, the ball bounced that high when you put the ball down.
Listen to the Sevo chant. They love him.
That's the opposition crowd.
He couldn't have blown this one, surely. Come on, Micah.
Put it down, Micah. Don't think.
Come on, Micah. Oh, no.
Well, hang on.
Was there pressure? Was there downward pressure on the right hand?
We have a decision.
No, he's already given it. Only needed one look this time. Jared Sutton to agree with the on-field call. Oh, you don't see that too often from Micah Sevo. Averaged a try a game last season for Parramatta, 87 overall in his Eels career. His dazzling footwork to set up the opportunity.
Oh, it's fantastic. And, you know, we've been talking about this breeze, which is blowing from right to left on your screen, 30 kilometres an hour. I think we've actually underestimated how much value it has to the team running with it, because it's just been all one way. That's a shoulder charge.
Tane Milne again. Second time he's given away a penalty.
That would be a sin bin. That would be a sin bin in regular competition.
Well, if Micah scores that try, we're 26-12.
Yeah.
And then we are game on. And you can see after that first try, you can see Fiji, they lifted. Here they go, the tap.
There he is, Nixon put. Another of the changes to last week's lineup. He won the Q Cup with the Hunters back in 2017. Been Player of the Year with the Central Queensland Capras as well. About to make his Super League debut next year for Castleford. Bit of room to move here for Russell. Got a bit of a roll on here. Puts, bounces out of one tackle, keeps it alive as well for Horn. How about that? Confidence for Labour trying to split them. And ball comes loose as he tried for another offload.
Yeah, and that's the one at 26-6. That's the one that the Kumuls, they can't afford when they make a little bit of a dent in the opposition defensive line. Laybut here is just trying to force that final pass under all sorts of pressure. He had two defenders on him in that situation. With so much scoreboard pressure on the opposition, they just need to take the tackle, settle themselves down, make a good decision on the last play.
First year of the Pacific Championships and the Pacific Bowl on the line here. Cook Islands beaten by both of these countries, so we knew who the finalists would be a fortnight ago. And here they are going head-to-head in Port Moresby for that trophy.
Ravaloa, he went after Lachlan Lamb then. I don't know what happened in the tackle. Lachlan Lamb, he had the car in reverse. He was going back at a rate of knots. Look at the tackle breaks there, 26 for the Kumuls.
Can Fiji find one here? Delay on the pass from Donahue. Adventurous pass. One of those looked maybe forward, but given the all clear to Sevo. Wanga Blake helped it on. Here's Tane Milne. Bumping off Horn. Made sure of the catch there. Vuniyayawa. Former Warrior. Handful of games for them back in 2020. Before heading to the UK. Johnston across in time. Got big on him at the end, but a good safe take in that fullback role. The left winger for South Sydney. 25 tries away from Ken Irvine. For the all-time try-scoring record is AJ. 187 career tries in the NRL.
Well, he could possibly do it next year.
Yeah.
How many did he get this year, Speedy? He would have got about 25, surely.
That's certainly the case if he can back up his sort of regular try-scoring feats. We'll get David Middleton onto that for the update on his most recent
That'd be huge.
yearly haul.
Huge.
Huge for PNG Rugby League as well. Here's Labour, called held. He's capable of busting those tackles. 21 tries it was last season for Johnston. Add 4 to that, and he'll match Ken Irvine. He's only a few away from going past our own Billy Slater as well. Adventure shown here by the Bati. Catch it. Oh, Roderick tie! Got to Wagga Blake, and it's a shoulder charge.
Well, this is the way PNG love to tackle, and it's not with their shoulders, they lead with the head. Not to be recommended at home, kids. But you can see him sometimes when you're playing, you can see him coming from outside in, and there is no technique. And this is the perfect tackle. They just fly in.
Grant Atkins pretty confident that a captain's challenge will be burnt here. Any attempt to wrap there?
Well, I'd say there's minimal, if there was. No, that's fine. It was the previous.
Left arm of Roderick Ty here. Look at the crowd thinking the error's been created.
Angles, there's insufficient to overturn the live decision of a shoulder charge. The penalty will stand, but PNG will retain their challenge.
Zach, you still have a challenge.
Yeah, sitting on the fence a little there, the bunker. Unable to confirm an out-and-out shoulder charge, Jared Sutton.
Maybe go and ask Wanga Blake.
He's okay to take the tap here. Speed off the mark from Tangi Tuima.
Hold, wait. Go one.
Kamikamitha.
Dixon out now. Hold, go two. Go, mate.
Donahue. Vuniyayawa.
Out, Dixon.
Nice read defensively by Labour. Chopped his legs from underneath him. And they're on again here. Over the top, a touch off PNG. Restarting the tackle count. So Sivo went into safety first mode.
Go, zero.
Back to centre field they go. Set up play from Whippy.
Race move! Hold, second.
Still plenty of time for the Bati. Oh, standing tall, Kamikamitha. So hard to put down.
And now, Judah!
They turn Whippy over. Wakeham, Donahue, no hands on it. That's surely gone forward. The touch, he won't miss that one. In fact, the referee able to call that on his own. As Blake batted it forward to Siva.
Yeah, it seems like this is always the case when you have your back turned to the direction that your team's actually running, like there, Wanga Blake. When you try to pass to your outside men, the ball more often than not travels forward. Certainly an opportunity for Fiji on the left-hand side. Just couldn't quite execute the last couple of passes. PNG, they're doing their very best to hang in this. It's all been Fiji, though, in this second half.
Yeah, it's that rushing defence. Maybe get a kick in behind when they're attacking. It's when they're attacking around the halfway mark to the left side, Fiji, they look really dangerous. Oh, he's an error.
Derby had that ball in a vulnerable position.
Fiji's feed.
They've got nothing going for them with ball in hand in this second half, PNG, and inviting Fiji back into the game.
Well, the possession, they did have 63% of possession. Now it's down to about 59%. Generally, it can even up in the second half. If they can jag one here, Fiji, is Micah Sivo, if he scored that try.
Centrefield scrum, a good time to go to work. Ravalawa picked off one-on-one by Labour. A good battle between those two in the centre position. Oh, driving defence. Yes, Horn, he's a goer.
That's Horn. Yeah, he's a player.
Yayawa crawling for an extra centimetre or two. Wakeham hits Buller, wasn't expecting it, and through the hands of McDonald. He was in between centre and winger.
He got himself up in that passing lane, much like the last time they come out to this left-hand side when they shifted Fiji. I think the kick's on, Joey.
If they could, so you can see he's rushing right up.
Yeah.
No, McDonald. And he's not waiting. He's getting up past the attacking line. If they can get one in behind. 5'8" Donahue, he's a left footer. So it'd suit that side.
We saw Buller has that left foot kick in his locker as well last week, creating an opportunity for Donahue to score. They go right though, and Wakeham has to give himself up as Kamikamitha, the lead runner, wiped out a couple. Goes again, Tui. Great tackle. Show of strength by Martin, one-on-one. Where's that pass going? Onto the deck. Now, Vale didn't panic. He was a try scorer at this end last week. Wakeham and Donahue. There's the kick. And McDonald forced to play at it with Blake looming large.
Well, it's good because you put a warning shot to Nene McDonald and he anticipated it well. So next time you come to that side, you can dummy the kick and play on the outside and get those outside defenders in two minds. They'll go short here, PNG Kumuls.
Stay behind.
It'll hang for a long time. Buller camped underneath it. Made sure of the take.
10, move! 10.
So they start inside the red zone again. Camped at this end of the ground at the moment. Need to start hitting the scoreboard.
Square, hold, wait.
Donahue back on the angle. Tane Milne, the Rabbiter. Navale taking them on again.
Hold.
Oh, tough pass for Tane Milne to collect there. And Rimbu stood his ground.
Yeah, the pass was never on. Drinks break.
Well, for the very first time, the NRL is heading to Vegas. Join us as Australia's most exciting sport is unleashed on the sports and entertainment capital. Rugby League unleashed in Las Vegas. Tickets on sale now. Visit nrl.com/Vegas. March the 2nd, not too far away.
Tane Milne had words with his dummy half just after this play. No, I actually don't mind the mindset of that face ball, that crash ball across, but the execution was poor. It was down around his knees. Very hard to take under pressure. It may just be getting a little bit desperate now for Fiji. They still need 20 points to go equal with the Kumuls. And there's only just over 20 minutes left on the clock.
When you're in that position of dummy half and you've got those two big forwards leading that crash pass, are you looking up and going, well, he can't catch, or I'll pass to him, but I'm not passing to him, he's got hands like feet?
Yeah.
Are you aware of that?
Yeah, you're aware of who's running on the ball, Joey. No doubt about that. It's all about the selection.
What about the style of pass as well for different players?
Yeah, well, you actually work on that at training, Speedy. Now these guys have only been together for 4 weeks, so it's a little bit harder. But for all the NRL clubs that they spend day in, day out with each other, you get to know what passes each individual likes, whether they like the end over end, whether they like a spiral.
If I was passing any further than 10 metres, it was always a spiral. Short passes.
How to get there quickly.
3, 4, 5 metres, it'd be all, end over end. And that position you can play out the back, but any long pass, you're just whipping it, firing it with a torpedo, getting it there quick.
He went end over end for that pass that went to the knees. Is it easier to get the spiral pass on point?
Well, it gets there quicker.
So approaching the hour mark here in Port Moresby. Still that 20-point advantage for the Kumuls, established by that whirlwind first half. Now they held the Bati to zip.
Let go, King! Back here! Hold! Go 3, go with the markers.
Fiji have had some near misses, haven't they? Sivo dropping the ball over the line.
Stand up!
Tane Milne dropping it centimetres away from the line. And now Rimbu winding up. Not again. It's another penalty. Discipline has been poor for the Bati. He's got his own fan club, Judo Rimbu, who's dreaming of one day playing in the NRL. Played the last 8 games of the season for the PNG Hunters in that hooker role. He's on press conference duty this week and answered all the big questions. Here he is again. Look at the legs pumping from the little man. A very popular figure in Port Moresby. Best chance of the entire second half right here and now for the Kumuls. Very early in the tackle count inside the 10. Rimbu. And back on the angle goes Put. Rimbu makes room for himself, fires a lovely pass to Johnston. Got to be careful running behind teammates, so maybe didn't want to score the try. For fear of the bunker taking it off them. Interesting play from Rimbu from dummy half. Johnston in the vicinity. You don't get away with this too often.
Oh, well, I don't think he's got it down. Yeah. There was Fiji players underneath this ball the entire play.
Was it legal with what Johnston was doing in the play of the ball? That was okay.
Well, if he goes directly into that space where Alex Johnston played the ball, it's actually an obstruction. Speedy. Yeah, the ball's well and truly up off the turf.
If he'd scored there, would it have been a penalty? Or?
I think so.
We lose sight of the ball, but
think-
based
yeah, I
on the
think so.
available angles, the live
Yeah, you
decision if held up will be supported.
You're actually not allowed to dive into that space where the man playing the ball was standing. I know some people say, well, he can't disappear, but there's no opportunity for a defender to make a tackle there either. So
away we go. Great defence on the last. Gary and Ravalawa saw off the threat of labour at that time. So they need to go at near enough a point a minute here to set up a grandstand finish. Fiji.
Release.
90 metres away right now.
Out together, Thank you. Hold.
Pio Sethi getting his first minutes. Played one game for Manly against the Roosters in 2022 in the NRL. Was a marquee signing for the Forbes Magpies this year. Played back rower for them. He's on in the 21 jumper. Wakeham just tries to weight this kick. Easier said than done. Well, he's done it like an NFL punter. The way he took some weight off that and made it sit up inside the 10.
just like a little gap wedge. A little bit of zip on the ball, sat it up beautifully. A bit like Cam Smith, the wedges.
The Pro V1 out. Bit of backspin. McDonald got around Kautonga. All careful, throwing a pass there. Wakeham does create the error. Jolted it free and then knocked on the follow-up. Whose ball is it? Yep, the first knock on against PNG.
Yeah, the challenge is, I think Brendan Wakeham knocks it out, without a doubt.
Yeah, so it's whether it's adjudicated to be played at or whether it's a loose carry. So it's all clean up until this point. You see Wakeham come back into the tackle here. No, I think that's a knock on, Joey.
You don't think he plays at the ball? He punches it out with the right hand?
I think he's just trying to re-grip with his right arm. Labert's trying to, well, he's in the motion of trying to adjust the ball or maybe offload.
Yeah, Brandon Wakeham is just attempting to make a tackle.
Mate,
It is a
you do
loose
referee
carry
the
by
game, don't you? Not only referee the game, you're in the bunker. Far out. I knew you were good. I knew you were that good. You must have some bat phones at home.
Very good.
Too good. David Middleton's with me. Anyway.
Refereeing department just recruiting Cam Smith for a bunker role next year. Here's Donahue for Wanga Blake. And they need to start scoring now. Sethi.
Their left sides look the most dangerous. Donahue can get over there with Wanga Blake. And also Micah Sivo.
6 again, holding too long.
Fresh set. Tane Milne forces one out the back for Sethi. Body on the line stuff from Labour. He's done that a few times. Important hit, but it's still on here for Buller. What a take that was over his right shoulder. Navale just settles things down. No need for panic right now. It's early in the count. Tang Tuimar out in front of Wakeham. Buller popping up right-hand side. Great tackle, Labour. Stopped Ravalawa. And Kautonga trying to shove his way over, almost rugby union style. Wakeham's kick. That's a handy touch. Well, it looked like a handy touch, and it is ultimately because Johnston will play it centimetres out there. Carpinius fumbled, but Johnston was there as backup, and they jumped the gun here. Oh, careful! The Pacific Bowl final kicking off here. Leftovers from last week. They do not get along, these two.
Well, this could have been nasty. I think it's Donahue. It comes out of the line. And the Kumuls player, he ducks. I'm sure there was a punch thrown, a sneaky uppercut. Carpinius.
Crowd might be booing because it was diffused so quickly.
Yeah. They wanted it to erupt.
Last week was actually more likely to blow up, wasn't it, throughout the game?
Yeah, there was a lot of niggle last week. Just watch here. He sort of leads with the elbow. Oh, no, he ducks into it.
Horn saw something he didn't like.
Just keep your eye on number 8 for the Kumuls. He's in there. Where is he? Yeah, there he is. And just watch. Doink.
There's Jared Sutton watching the same thing in the bunker.
We'll ask Cameron.
They'll see that. Yep, they've seen it. Wow.
So they actually get the penalty, but they're down to 12.
Wow, this is huge. Huge. 14 minutes remaining.
It feels like the second half. He's been down this end pretty much the whole time.
That Sevo lost ball was huge.
The Sevo was a big one.
So that doesn't constitute a penalty that to then go to Fiji for the punch. It's just 10 in the bin and the original penalty stands, which is interesting and debatable. That changed the mindset for PNG. Trying to soak up as much time as they can with ball in hand before defending with 12.
Stand together now. Here, wait. Hold. Go free.
Won't return until 4 minutes to go in the ball game, and those offloads in their own end have been risky, and another one backfires. That time put.
Oh, it's exactly the way Fiji played in the first 40 minutes. Running against the wind, trying to push offloads, looking for that cheap way, that cheap exit out of their own half. Now PNG have done the same with a 20-point lead, down to 12 men. This is where Donahue and Wakeham need to combine, play some smart football and get this man into the game with an overlap.
So it's a front rower in the bin. Where can Fiji expose that one-man advantage right now? Maybe it's in the middle. Donahue and Wakeham having a look. And that's touched for 6 more. Tackle count restarts. PNG really slowing things down because they know it's not going to cost them anything really. Milne to play it. Oh, careful, Tane lashes out on Russell.
Tackle 1, come around the marker. Look, the cause a lot of problems. You can stand the marker.
Grant Atkins, Tane Milne was milking all of that. Kamitha. What a tackle. It's that man again. The game he's had off the bench, Liam Horn, on a much bigger man. Donahue. Sethi. Oh. The crowd getting right behind that effort defensively. And did he knock that on? I think he might have, Donahue. Yep, he dragged it forward. No, they haven't seen it that way. Have they got their captain's challenge? No, they lost it.
Yeah, he's called a PNG knock on.
Well, he's got to stand up at the moment. The halfback, Brendan Wakeham, has played a fair chunk of NRL. And he's got to really take over here, take control. It's quite frantic.
Let's go, come in, please.
I still think that left side, if they can get some players on that left side one-on-one. Oh, that was in slow motion.
Yeah.
There's got to be some sort of zip the way you play it.
Yeah, there needs to be a lot more intent with their running, and their halves need to take the ball deep into the defensive line.
Ravalawa against Laban once more. Wrestled into the deck. Time ticking on Fiji Bati. Still got 7 minutes against 12. Wakeham picks up his fullback, and now Blake, Sevo outside of him. Wagga Blake won't need him. And the comeback is very much on here against 12.
Well, it was still pretty clunky, but the key was they got the ball wide to one of their strike players one-on-one. And at one stage there, I think there was 3 defenders on 2 attackers, with Wagga Blake and Micah Sevo. But the defence over-chased, and Wagga Blake just went whack off that left foot. I know we keep harping on it, but that miss by Micah Sevo early in that second half.
Wakeham wants to chew up as few seconds as possible with these conversions attempts. It's a tough shot, as we saw in that first half. A big right to left bender. Tries to ride this one home, and it will. He saw Wagga Blake. It might be his last rugby league game for a while, because he was let go by Parramatta this week and has been linked with a move to the Western Force in rugby union. Short kickoff attempted here by PNG. McDonald goes up off hands of Buller. And that's the call. It's off Jareen Buller. There's no more captain's challenges left. That's a big moment for PNG.
It's a brave play to go short with the man down, and Fiji looking to score points. It's a really brave play. Fijian team are arguing.
Let's come in, boys. You only need 5.
These moments here, this is where Lachlan Lamb, he can put this game to bed. One thing about going into a really strong breeze, your attacking kicks, it's quite easy. If you can get him on the ground, it can hold up in that breeze. There he is there. Oh, it's another high shot by Tano Milne.
Multiple penalties given up by the South Sydney Rabbitoh. Has there been some friendly fire here as well? His teammates down after this. Kicking from the hooker all the way to the back row of PNG, and then this is what happened. Tang Tuimar with the first contact. Here comes Tane Milne. Who's his teammate one to go on with? Concussion test for the Fiji Bati number 9. His dad was the spiritual advisor for the Fiji team at 3 Rugby League World Cups. Penioni Tangtuimar.
Thank you, Liam.
So if you can't finish this set with a try, what are you looking to do, Joe?
Just roll it in the end goal. As I said, you're grubbering those short kicks into a strong breeze. It's quite easy, it holds up.
Wait.
This is where Lockie Lamb.
Oh, I know.
No. It's unfortunate there for Horn. I think he's been their best coming off the bench. He's a real goer. The way the game's played these days, you need that lightweight, really quick middle, as I said in the first half, like a Ruben Cotter. He's right in that mould.
Time's off. Time off. Time off.
He's just signed his first professional deal, Liam Horn, playing with Castleford since August.
Oh, wow.
It's become the Ruben Cotter role, hasn't it? Amazing what they've done up the North Queensland Cowboys with Cotter. He's taken it to the Origin stage and for Australia as well. The door just left ajar by that mistake from Horn. 14 points, 7 minutes to go. 2 converted tries and then the 2-point field goal And Gary, look out, speeds the run into Hall. He found space with a similar run last week, but Hall ready and waiting this time. Milne again, another mistake from Tane. It is not his day. And Mbappe just back onto the ground, lets him know about it.
Yeah, that was a good tackle. That was a very dangerous situation there for the Kumuls. Nice little break down their right-hand side for Fiji, and they come back through the middle, incisive run. They looked like they were going to get an offload away, a dangerous offload, and Mbappe turned up at perfect timing, big tackle, knocking the ball free. There's some tense moments now for the Kumuls.
Looking at Bati, you reckon he's ready to go in the NRL?
Oh, I reckon there's an opportunity for him. At several clubs, Joey. Several clubs. Playing that, you know, that alternate role with another
interchange,
double.
yeah. Like you think too, in the really good gym program and the strength and conditioning. Oh, there's a last shot again.
He's had enough. The referee has had enough of Tane Milne's work and sends him to the bin, so he won't return. Except for persistent infringements, you don't see that too often.
Well, it'd have to be.
Brandon. The clock's still running. Clock's running.
Let's look at the Fiji Bati. The players not involved today. Including Masake Ravonu, the 20-year-old who picked up a head knock last week. The Bulldogs lower grader, ruling him out of this game. So it's 12 on 12 right now, and Carpinius will return in about 90 seconds or so.
Brandon, let go!
Tane Milne just lost his head in this second half, giving away so many penalties that the referee put him in the bin to cool off. De Bellin, full of running. Chance for PNG to now finish with a flourish. With Mbappe back out there, and so too Valentine Richard. Mbappe eyeing them up. And tackling a man without the footy. Play on. Here he is. Welcome back to the ball game. Epel Carpinius. It'll be an interesting replay, I reckon.
Is that his first touch after he's been in the naughty boy corner?
I reckon.
Mbappe, nice play, backed himself, saw the fullbacks in the line, so gets out a dummy half and looks for the grubber. It'll be interesting whether he tackles a Fijian player off the ball.
It'll be 3 tries in as many weeks for the front rower if it stands. Referee was happy, but now he's getting a tip up from the bunker about these replays.
Yeah, he pulls the Fijian player out of the way. Mbappe, the jersey 12 for Fiji. Sakuru, he just pulls him out of the way there. This will be a penalty.
Or are we confirming a try?
Cameron?
That's a try.
Am I cross-eyed at the moment? Honestly, he tackled him out of the way there.
Yeah. It's 10 in the bin, isn't it? If you tackle players without the footy sometimes.
Well, I'm pretty sure he grabbed him and he went to pick up the ball. Sakuru, he tackled him, pulled him away.
Try stands, and Martin continues his perfect afternoon with the boots. Well, the Cricket World Cup action continues tonight on Nine's Wide World of Sports with a top-of-the-table clash between competition heavyweights, India and South Africa. Can the tournament hosts hold on to top spot? They are perfect so far. With the finals fast approaching, you can catch every ball live from 7 p.m. on 9 Gem. That's one of the big games that we're showing. And of course, every Australian game on 9's Wide World of Sports as well. And the Aussies ready to go toe-to-toe with one of those teams, you'd imagine, in week 1 of the semi-finals. And the Aussies bounce back well from a terrible start to the campaign.
Will the big show be back, Maxwell?
Yeah, he ruled out last week with concussion, but he'll be right to go for the next one. Fell
What
off
did
the
he
back of
fall
the
out
golf
that
cart.
golf cart.
Yeah, a little golf cart incident.
It can all go amiss on the golf course, can't it?
Oh, who hasn't fallen off a cart?
I know a bloke who's driven one into a bunker, destroyed the thing
Stand up.
on a golf day.
Go 3.
Won't name any names. Here's Wakeham. Ball comes loose again. Sakudu with the knock on this time. And they can start the celebrations in Port Moresby. The Pacific Bowl is theirs.
Oh, the atmosphere today, the singing, the chanting, the screaming whenever there's a big hit. They just love it. And moving forward, if they do get a team in the NRL, is it 2027? There's talk of it there. You can imagine that the groundswell of support.
Yeah, we've got well over a minute. We can't waste that much. Come.
Rugby league mad.
Okay, heads down, let's go. You only need 5 second round.
National sport
No, look, no,
in this country. And they're starting the celebrations on the sideline as well. 20-point margin inside the final minute, playing against 12-man Fiji Bati right now.
Boys, let's go, no more. Hold. Hold. Hold.
Countdown is on. Bati accepts the tackle. Nene McDonald telling the crowd to get really loud in Port Moresby. The inaugural Pacific Bowl is staying in Papua New Guinea. They win the final by 32 points to 12.